A very good morning to everybody. So for 25 years, I have spent trying to coach people to be happy. And for majority of the time, I myself did not realize what happiness was. Well, if you see in the happiness industry, yeah, it is about a $4 trillion industry globally. We are made to believe, we are groomed to understand that happiness is something which we have to achieve at a future date. When I hit my first crore, when I pay off the home loans for my family, for people my age, when my kids get into a good school, when we lose this extra 10 kilos, so on and so forth. It is always somewhere in the future. Psychologists call it a hedonic treadmill, that you keep on running, keep on pursuing something which might not happen in an attempt for a better tomorrow. Quick question. This thought, I will be happy. How many of us out here are living in that sentence? Be honest to yourself, not to me. How many of you all believe that they're living that every day? I will be happy. That's how it's a $4 trillion industry. So I would like to share something which normally I'm not supposed to in my line of functions. About 3 years ago on a Tuesday morning, it was raining in Mumbai, fortunately. And I was sitting next to my balcony and having a cup of tea. And suddenly I got this feeling of contentment. There was no book deal, there was no LinkedIn post, there was no client reward. But somehow I was feeling happy without a reason. It brought a smile to my face for the first few seconds. And then it made me wonder, why am I feeling this way? सुबह से कुछ किया तो है नहीं. Then I realized that, okay, let's investigate this further. How can someone just be content unapologetically and feel happy about it? And I started thinking about the 25 years where I've been coaching people, and I started segregating them between the successful ones and the happy ones. And they're not necessarily the same person. I had spent a lifetime getting people to work on targets, achieving them, in effect being happy, trying to work on balance. But my assessment showed me that majority of the people who were successful and majority of the people who were happy, the intersection was minimal. Because happiness is not something that happens to you. It is something that you practice on a regular basis. I'll share two stories with you about these two mentees of mine, both fake names, real stories. So Ravi is a self-made entrepreneur. At the age of 42, he had 3 well-established businesses running. Kind of person who, when they walk into the room, they're not pulling their pants up. They are just giving the impression that they have it all figured out. And you go, wow. So when he met up with me, he said, Yusuf, I have a question. My problem is, I have everything which I aspired for, but I feel nothing about it. Sab kuch hoke bhi, he felt nothing. He was like Shah Rukh Khan from Chak De. How many of you have seen Chak De? Okay, how many of you have seen Shah Rukh Khan? Speaks volumes about my age gap. So in Shah Rukh Khan, in Chak De, was so consumed by his thought of winning that trophy that when he did eventually win it, it was not healing. The healing process was the fact that he showed up every day for practice. That was his healing factor. Cut to Meera, a lady who runs a catering business in Secunderabad. When we use the common metrics, for the lack of a better word to be politically correct, she was neither famous, nor wealthy, nor Insta viral. But something what she was doing made her happy. So when I sat with her, trying to figure out, and then with the bunch of people like her, came up with the process that they were all accidentally doing 5 out of these 4 things on a regular basis, almost daily. Like she used to write down every morning 3 things she was happy for. Not about wealth, not about success. My daughter smiled yesterday when she came back from school. How many parents in this room, you feel nice when your kid comes back just plain happy? Your day is made. You will reach that stage 30 years later. The rain smelt nice yesterday. Such basic things is what gave her happiness. And because of this thought process, she had tuned her mind to that, so she was not dependent on what we normally call materialistic pleasures, but what imperfect life she was leading, she had found happiness in the good things of that. Same world Ravi and Meera were leading, but different mornings. One had everything and still was not content, and one, relatively speaking, for the lack of a better word, did not have so much, but still was very happy every day. One of the things she actually wrote down was, my mother-in-law approved of my biryani. So I came up with a thought process, assessing these people, and then we realized that I made something. Yes, no, it was not a 90-day program, it was not a weekend retreat, it was not a 1,000-page self-help book. But I wrote a couple of books after that. We came up with this thing called the Happy Method. Now, I can see a couple of eyes rolling on the acronym. HAPPY. Honor. Honor something specific about your life today. It could be anything, but it has to be specific. For any of the Nolan fans out here, to quote Inception, specificity is important. I am grateful for my family is something which is stuck in your mind like a wallpaper. Your mind is so tuned to it, so it's not accepting it anymore. Instead, I'm happy that my family had a good day yesterday. Breaking it down. Honor that thought process, that gratitude. It's like a S.S. Rajamouli film. I'm sure people out here must have seen Bahubali. Before the entire drama starts, everyone remembers Shivagami's hand coming out of the water with that baby drowning. That moment is the gratitude which you have to accept. That specificity. Once you start accepting that and honoring that, mindset changes. Affirm who you are, but in the present. Because anything assumed, affirmed for the future, I want to be confident, I will be this, is always going to put you in the future wanting. The act has to be today. Affirm that I am entering a room and I am going to be confident irrespective of a bad day. I am happy for what I am today. Because being present is the only moment in life where happiness actually achieves. Pause. 99% people out here, including myself, when the minute we wake up, the first thing we touch is the phone. Well, I touch my specs first, then the phone. Try and avoid that for 60 seconds. Sounds big, but for us Insta-hungry crowd, that 60 seconds gives you that 1 minute for which your brain does what it was made to do. Work for you, not for the algorithm, not for your client's demands, and definitely not for your mother-in-law. plan one small joy. Like the movie English Winglish, where Sridevi's character plans that one croissant, that one language class, that one moment of happiness every day. Because you have planned it and you actually do it, you choose, because you chose it, you feel it much better. That one moment of happiness, micro, could be just sitting and sipping your filter coffee in your kitchen floor. But that adds so much of gravitas and value to your daily thought process. And last but definitely not the least, why? Yield. Bhagavad Gita quoted this thousands of years ago, and all therapists today have made a profession out of this, that you can only control your actions but not the outcome. So what is beyond your control, yield away. I yield to the traffic today. I yield to the monsoons. I yield to my client's irritation. So following these 5 things of HAPPY, you come to realize that the morning is the differentiator. The morning which Meera was following and Rahul wasn't. So back to my Tuesday, which I was talking about earlier. I realized when I thought about it that it wasn't accidental that I was suddenly feeling so content. But over the past 3 weeks, I had, in some form or the other, worked towards it. I was honoring my specific requirement. I was affirming that I am going to be present for myself today. I was planning those small moments of happiness. I was pausing not 60, but at least 15 seconds every day to that one thought process, that's ownership of self-radicalization. And I was yielding away everything which was not in my control. So that 3 weeks of unapologetic process led me to be happy that one Tuesday without any reason. And trust you me, it works wonders, because when you realize you're happy without a thought process, without a reason, you want to aspire towards that much more. Today we are talking about reimagining tomorrow. I would request everybody out here to reimagine tomorrow morning. When we talk about tomorrow reimagination, we talk about AI, we talk about industries, we talk about building new setups. All that is good, all that is very nice, is going to lead to a much better future. It will shape humanity far superior. But if you reimagine your tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. if you get up so early, you are doing yourself a service which will yield to building a better future for humanity, for all the other things which is considered as the shape of future. Nothing much. 5 minutes. HAPPY. Give yourself that 5 minutes, because you definitely deserve it. And if you don't stand up for yourself, nobody else is. My name is Yusuf Poonawalla, and that's my time. Thank you very much.